Hi, this is Lily Tang Williams, Lily for Liberty. Happy Valentine's Day. People might wonder why I always treat Valentine's Day so big deal and so special. It is because I never had the chance to celebrate Valentine's Day. So I hope you have fun tomorrow. Go out to eat, get some flowers, get some candlelight. And it is wonderful that we are able to celebrate Valentine's Day openly and passionately. So I just wanted to share my stories with you, why I treat Valentine's Day so big deal, because I could not even date. I grew up in Maos, China, communist China, and I don't know if you ever read the 1984 and you know Ministry of Love, and actually, and that's totally opposite, that you could not date. You like somebody, you had a crush on somebody, you had to be very, very secretive. So during the Cultural Revolution and years beyond that, romantic love was just a forbidden subject. We were only allowed to show love at the public places in a collective sense. We would be chanting right all the time, long live Chiang Mai Mao, long live Communist Party, 10,000 years. Or we have a song called Mom, Dad are dear, but Chiang Mai Mao is more dear. So couples hold hands publicly were not considered to be politically correct. And you could be criticized. And so boys and girls were forbidden to date. I just remember that if you date somebody like my mom and dad dated, they had to get the permission to get married. And that time, everybody worked for state enterprises, state factories. And so if you apply to get married and through your Communist Committee boss, and they were doing investigations on your future spouse to say if they're red class, black class, and especially if you're a Communist Party member, they want to make sure you're not going to marry somebody who is totally different outside of your class, like a traitor or counter-revolutionary. We call the stinky intellectuals. That means those intellectuals who are dissident. So my mom was not Communist Party member, but after investigation of her, my dad was allowed to marry her. And then they, of course, they back then the weddings were very, very politically correct. You got to dress up like the traditional workers class clothing, like a navy blue, and wear Chiang Mai Mao's button, and sometimes wear big red flowers in the middle, and with Chiang Mai Mao's portrait, and behind you a wedding picture or your wedding celebrations. You can see that on internet somewhere. I'm sure it's unbelievable. And of course, the marriage license were only issued approved couples. And if you were gay that time, you want to get married, no permission for gay couples. So when I was growing up, of course, and there were always stories like people had crushes on each other, but you were not allowed to express it. And girls even were not supposed to look pretty or look sexy, no makeup. You have to look plain, no colorful clothes, no body curves to show you're sexy. Being sexy is really a bad word. And so that, and I just remember that even in college, we were told, don't think about women and don't think about men. When it's time for you to get married, the communist committee leaders will arrange you to basically date somebody, then get your permission you needed to get married. I remember that some wedding and some people's marriage licenses and under Mao's regime is had Mao's quotations on the cover page, something from his little red books. Then inside is your state certificate of like a marriage license, so that we were rebellious teenagers in colleges. So even though they say that you cannot date, we dated anyway, just not supposed to tell people about it, and you'll be dating in secret. I remember this first couple dated publicly. They were criticized like almost every week. And I feel sorry for them because it's just like they were put out there just to kind of like publicly shamed. And it's just crazy. So that 1979, Mao died 1976, right? 1979, there was a famous novel I remember very clearly. Talk about love cannot be forgotten. It's like love was a forbidden subject. Then people start to think about in the 80s, maybe we should talk about love. You know, beginning of the 80s, we should allow our humanity to show. So there was a national discussion. Should we talk about love? And should we discuss romantic love? And should we allow people to date? And if they want to date even at a younger age? It's just amazing when you talk about that could cause the national, discussion. They say though, we were forbidden to date, we were forbidden to talk about love, and we were so oppressed. But later, after I come to America, I found out our supreme leader, Chairman Mao, had all the women he wanted. He had dancing parties, Western dancing parties in Beijing, where he lived. So rules for us, the peasants, will never apply to your supreme leaders. So they are your masters or emperors. They can get whatever they wanted. So of course, today China is so different now, and they can celebrate Valentine's Day. And, of course, it's commercialized, and they will buy stuff, they will give gifts, and it's hard to even schedule, of course, sometimes a restaurant night. But I just wanted to share with you this story. Due to that period of oppression and deprived of love, so that's why I take Valentine's Day, to my heart, because it always bring out my memories. That time we could not even do any kind of makeup. So now you can see, even though I go live, I still struggle how to do my makeup right, correctly. My daughter taught me a little bit. And so anyway, I just want to let you know that I'm here to tell you happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy it. And I truly believe that, love and being loved is just a part of our humanity, a human's natural desires. And it's our individual freedom of expression, and should never be controlled and exterminated. So that's my story for tonight. And happy Valentine's Day to you all. Love you. Bye.